Hello everybody, this is the Goofsome Fox coming at you with a match here in the Zaku III. This is going to be a 600 cost match here on Tropical Desert, the special matches version. And as of recording this, special matches are no longer with us, so this is one of kind of the few matches I still have from those that I was able to get. And in the Zaku III of all suits, and I say that because Zaku III has just always been one of those suits I haven't really been able to do well with for the longest time, despite my attempts, and this match here actually went really well, so this is kind of one I'm proud to have. The Zaku III is a general. It starts at 550 and goes all the way up to 700, which I think I might have gotten the 700 variants. I'm not 100% sure on that. If I did get it, I probably forgot I had it because didn't really intend on ever using it, but maybe one day if I'm feeling really bold, maybe I'll try it and see if it's any good. But focusing on this match here, yeah, the level 2 Zaku III here. I don't actually know if I have the level 1. I think I have it somewhere, but maybe again, probably didn't really use it that much because I'm not really that good with this suit, so probably haven't used it that much. But yeah, it's a general here, and you have a pretty nice kit of weapons. You have a beam rifle that is shared with the Jar. It's an ammo-based beam rifle, and pretty nice. You can either do uncharged shots, which has a pretty quick fire rate, or you can do a charged shot, which will give you an instant stun. And I think you have like 10 rounds, so you actually have a lot of ammo to work with this gun, so lots of instant stuns you can work with here, which is very nice for this thing being more melee oriented. Speaking of melee oriented, you have a beam saber as your next weapon. Not really anything special I can say about this. It's a pretty standard beam saber. I think its melee combo is pretty standard, so nothing really too much to say there. You have a beam gun as your first sub weapon, and this is kind of like this suit's version of a head Vulcan. You can boost while firing this, and it does some pretty decent damage, as well as I think is pretty good at getting stuns by accumulation. So very nice there. You can probably pair this with the rapid fire of your beam rifle. Say if you're low on ammo and maybe you just need a little extra more to get that stun. And your next weapon here is the waist beam guns. And this is a stop to fire weapon, and use it right there. It gives you an instant stun. It's really, I think, the suit's only true instant stun weapon, so it's very nice if you want to maybe do a combo with your beam rifle, fire a charge beam rifle shot, then go in with this weapon, and gives you a little bit of a stun lock there. And finally, you have the bayonet, and that is attached to your beam rifle there. And this is your second melee weapon. Does some pretty decent damage. Though I will say the beam, not the beam, it's not really a beam bayonet, but the beam rifle bayonet is kind of one of the reasons I really don't feel like I've been able to do too well with this suit in the past, and that's mainly because of its melee pattern. So the Jar with its bayonet has an actual downswing where it strikes the ground, so it's very effective weapon, especially if you can line it up. It's pretty easy to line up too, so if you can get that off, it does a lot of damage, and again, it's a lot easier to get off than this suit. This suit has a poke as its downswing for the bayonet, and I do think the poke is a bit harder to hit, especially if you use your beam saber first, because depending on the suit, if it's a much smaller suit, then you might completely miss them. I think in some cases I've definitely had it happen to me where the bayonet doesn't hit and I do miss out on that melee damage. It would have been a case where it probably would have just been better for me to go in for a second swing with the beam saber instead. But when you can get the bayonet off, it does do some really decent damage. I think on this map I was able to get it off a few times, mainly because of the varying elevation here. There would be moments where someone was on a hill and I was very easily able to just kind of go around and position myself and go in for the downswing and get that damage. So that is very nice for this match here. And aside from that, the only other notable thing I think I can mention is that you do have the marker skill that the Gym Nightseeker has, where your teammates can mark you with support fire, and yeah, I mean, if you think that's helpful, I mean, I'm sure you can use the suit. I don't think people really use use it that much from what I've seen. I've used it a couple times, but I don't think it's the most common skill that people really make use of, so whether it's actually that useful or not is, I think very much up to depending on how the match goes. But aside from that, yeah, Zaku 3 here, it's a pretty alright general, and I did have a lot of fun actually using it this match. Again, this is just, I think, one of the only matches I've really been able to do remotely well with it, and it's like it's one of those suits I really like, but I just couldn't really get it to work, and I think this might be the start of me actually trying to use it. Maybe I might try to use it a bit more, maybe once I use it on a few more maps and kind of learn, kind of get my bearings with it. I think I might be able to do a bit better with it in the future, but as it stands, I'm not really sure. Not that the suit's bad or anything, but I don't know if it's really one that's 100% for me. But calling in some support fire there, seeing if that does anything while I wait for my suit to spawn. And getting in here, though, might not be the best decision considering most of our team is already out, so looks like it's just going to be the Rigazid there that is alive. Oh no, an S Gundam just spawned in, so we might be able to survive a bit more. I'm going to try to move in and see if I can start getting some damage in. Looks like the S Gundam there is going to try to help and assist me with melee. They're going to accidentally downswing me. They're going to downswing me there, but I kind of got in the way there, so that's a bit more on my end. There is the enemy Hama Hama. I think I tried to focus the Hama Hama a few times this match because they can do a lot of damage to me, so I tried to see if I could try to get him a few times. Though there's also a very pesky Atlas right here, so I'm going to try to see if I can deal with them as well. They're going to start flying up. Fortunately, my beam rifle shot and missed there, but seeing if I can try to stun them. Gonna dodge out of the way there before the Atlas can get their downswing off on me, but they're gonna hit me with their thing to slow me down, but doesn't look like I really slowed down too much, so might be able to survive a bit longer. There is the, looks like a Hayakushiki Kai. Oh, I should also mention you can also double swing with the bayonet as well. It's not a single swing weapon. I think that also applies to the Zhaozhou. I think that one can be swung 3 times on that suit, so just a little extra thing I think I should point out there. But chasing the Atlas there, Rigazid was able to finish him off. Very nice. And now we're just moving in here, trying to see if we can make up for any score here. Trying to see if I can get this. Looks like that is a Gaz R, judging by the shoulder. And did finish him off there. There's also this, looks like it is the Jessica Cannon. Jessica Cannon finished me off, and fortunately it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make up that score in time. But we still have a couple good works going around, and timeout, mission over. Mission failed, unfortunately, but let's see how we ended up doing here with the Zaku 3. And our Rigazid did really well, gonna send them a praise. Also gonna praise the S Gundam, and I did beat my rival this match. 4th place overall with 6 kills and 3 loss. My rival was the Atlas for this match. And yeah, for being, a loss, a mission failed here, not really too bad getting 4th place. Again, especially on a suit that I don't feel like I do too well with. I don't want to say it's like a DeWass custom situation, because I just do horribly with the DeWass custom, so I think this suit I can do a bit more with, but it's kind of like almost feels like that kind of scenario where the suit's really good, but I just can't really make it work. But this match was different, and I do really like that, and again, might try to get this out a bit more, maybe at varying cost if I have them. I think if I have it at native, that'd probably be a much better place to kind of try it out, but yeah, with that, that's going to be the end of this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Zaku 3. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.